Rally GB. An epic sporting story, a quintessentially British saga. A rally that chronicles the very evolution of motorsport. The legendary land of the Welsh Dragon and the battleground for rallying's prestigious throne. Championships have been won and lost and won, time and time again on these beautiful, brutal roads. Another chapter in this fast tale is about to be told.
We come from Turkey, we go to Wales. It's a different scenario.
In GB, one corner can be very different to another one. You can't go through a stage without having any movement.
It's raining a lot, where it's usually foggy, where the grip is changing very often. This year, I'm much in need of a strong result.
Game on for the title then, and everyone looking forward to a great event. We'll have all the action coming up for you shortly as the weather looks ominous. But also in the show, we'll be catching up with two returning drivers.
When the rallies were on and, you know, the realisation came that you weren't there, then that was really tough.
I had superheroes in my life as a kid, and, you know, they were all rally drivers.
And we'll also be speaking to Hyundai Supremo, Andrea Adamo.
Everyone is aware that the Manufacturer Championship is even more important.
And we find out a little bit about the world of scrutineering. This season has seen another colossal title battle fought on the toughest roads on Earth. 14 rounds in total, only 3 remain to decide the winners. After the forests of Wales, it's the unique mix of tarmac and gravel in Catalonia and the final showdown in the dusty outback of Australia. So it's the wet weather of GB to look forward to then, and here's what to expect. 22 stages based out of the new Llandudno Service Park and a total stage distance of nearly 310 kilometres over the rally weekend. Let's hear from the drivers as the championship comes down to the wire.
Let's say the stages in the forest actually looked quite okay. Yeah, we've got a lot of water, so it's still muddy and wet, but actually it used to be, or it was quite consistent. So let's see what the hurricane makes to the roads.
I need to be ahead of Voigt. That's if I will need to achieve only one thing this weekend, that will be this one. But we also know that to be in front of him, probably we need to fight for the win.
We are fighting for 2 championships. Our main rival is the same, I mean Toyota and Deutz, so we have to do very well this weekend. It's going to be tough. 3 rounds to go, 90 points to take, and it's only 30 points between the leader and us, so it's definitely going to be interesting.
Battle here will be very tight, and for sure Terry and Seb want to win, and they want to be ahead of me, so I need to push hard and try to stay ahead of them.
Now we are back in the game. Even if 17 points is still a gap, and it still won't be easy to catch it. But it's obviously possible, as we've done it last year. So we have to believe in our chance for sure.
Let's look at the standings. After the disappointment of Turkey, Oyt Tanak's advantage was almost halved from 33 to 17 points. Ogier leapfrogging Neuville, the Belgian now 13 points behind Ogier, 30 adrift of Tanak. And a fascinating battle in the Manufacturers' Championship too. Hyundai still lead the field with a 19-point lead over second-place Toyota, but Citroën edging closer after their 1-2 in Turkey. A tough season for M Sport as they sit at the bottom of the pile. Before we get underway, though, it's time to welcome back a local favourite to Wales Rally GB. Elfyn Evans had a great start to the year. But an entry into the showpiece Rally Estonia in July ended up with an injury to the Welshman, causing him to withdraw from the event and miss the last 3 rallies. We're glad to say he is back.
feeling pretty good, to be honest. Obviously, it's been a frustrating 3 months, being obviously at home. With what seemed like I would have a lot of time in my hands, but to be honest, obviously the focus was on getting better, so there was a lot of back and forth to the physios, to the specialists, and doing the training required to be back as soon as possible. When the rallies were on and, you know, the realisation came that you weren't there, then that was really tough. I definitely didn't want to miss GB, probably for 2 reasons. One is that it's my home event, and I felt obviously if I missed, you know, another event, there would only be 2 left in the season. The team has been doing a really good job actually since I've been away, but ultimately, you know, I want to come back and I want to score some good results, so hopefully we can do that.
Of course, Rally GB was the site of Elvin's first ever World Rally win back in 2017.
It was obviously really a special weekend, obviously, to take your first victory in WRC at home, so, you know, so close to home, actually, you know, only being sort of 40 minutes away from here. It was a really nice and special weekend, and one I'll definitely not forget. It's looking pretty good, actually. It's pretty dry at the moment, which I'm not sure we're going to get when we come back on Sunday, but obviously it was nice to drive that stage again. Obviously it brought back a lot of memories, but ultimately we want to try and drive it a bit faster this Sunday.
So with Evans back on board, Rally GB headed over the border into England as proceedings got underway with the ceremonial start at Liverpool's historic waterfront. A city synonymous with music and sport, of course, provided a great stage for the WRC's cars and stars. Then it was over into Cheshire, the super special returning to Oulton Park motor racing circuit for the first time since 1993. A short blast around the slippery track got the rally off to a spectacular start. Maybe a little too slippery for Oyt Tanak. But it was Chris Meek who was quickest through ahead of Thierry Neuville, 2003 world champion Petter Solberg, third quickest on his farewell event. To Friday then, and it's 9 stages around North Wales, a total of 116 kilometres over the morning and afternoon loops, with the longest stage of the day, Dyfnant, at 19k, and ending with the new fan-friendly stage on Slate Mountain. OK, into the action.
Early morning, and it was out there, somewhere, World Championship glory. But there were miles and miles of soaking wet forest to tackle first before Oyt Tanak could start dreaming of that glory. Tanak worked the wheel, searched out the grip and hoped.
It's tricky for sure, but yeah, it's very different to yesterday, and yeah, it was very hard to find any feeling.
Teammate Jari-Matti Latvala has been one of the big achievers of this event down the years, twice a winner, with more stage wins here than anybody else competing. But for the hardened fans that watch every year, he knows that Wales really only has room for one hero, and he is this man, Elfyn Evans, the 2017 winner. And he charged into the North Wales woods, won stage 2, but then went about things too hard. Elfyn had clattered the rear suspension of his Fiesta.
Yeah, just in a very fast place. I just had a patch of mud and it just understeered on the entry. Just went a bit in the ditch, and obviously there was a stone or something in there.
Seb Ogier, in the narrow tracks that began Friday's contest. The Frenchman, the most successful driver ever in the history of Wales Rally Great Britain. But the early leader was Chris Meek, benefiting from a couple of seconds taken out of his competitors on Thursday's Oulton Park Super Special. Chris scrappy at the start, but happy. A Brit led the British round of the WRC. So, after 3 stages, Chris Meek tops the table. Ogier, 9.2 seconds further down the road. Tanak in third, no doubt ruining those lost 8 seconds on the Super Special. Neuville, who needs a big result this weekend, in 4th. And the rain kept on coming. And Thierry Neuville upped his effort. Attack Chris Meek's times at a time when the conditions might not suit.
There were really slippery places towards the end and very easy to go off.
Back at that slippery, muddy old hairpin, Craig Breen. Breen right on the edge. In the branches. Trying to wow Hyundai. Wishing he could borrow a trick or two from the championship leader. That's Estonia's Ott Tänak. Tänak, the winner of stage 4, to rise to second place and right on the exhaust pipe of teammate Chris Meek. Also getting acquainted with the ragged, muddy edge of the Welsh roads, Seb Ogier, who, like Tänak, found stage 5, Aberhirnant, a little too slippery for his liking. Suspension fixed and back on the mission, Elfyn Evans.
Opens on a crest, 70, open, 3 right tightens heavy, in it, open.
But enjoying his lead, come what may, Chris Meek.
Stop 80 to crest for turn acute heavy left. 80. Left right opens.
Yeah, that was treacherous in there. Surprised me a lot. It looked like quite a stony surface, but what? Aquaplaning, that was not so nice.
OK, let's pause there to show you a little more from inside the world of WRC. Ever wondered what the scrutineers do? Here's Richard Milliner from M Sport to tell us more.
So scrutineering is a process that happens before, during and after the rally, and it's to ensure that we have competition cars that meet the regulations. Without scrutineering, we couldn't actually go rallying. Scrutineers can be located at the end of the stages or on points on road sections. They can pull cars to make sure they're within the minimum weight regulations. They can stop a car to check tyres using the barcode system on the tyre. And they can also stop cars at the end of stages to check they conform with regulations for the road. For example, the instance we've seen before with windscreens being cracked, or if a roll cage is damaged during a stage, they can actually stop that car from competing any more stages. We can change pretty much anything during the rally, but we cannot change an engine once the rally has begun. And if we do change it before, then it's a 5-minute penalty. Anything that we change during the event, we actually have to send a list to the scrutineers before the service, or if we change something during the service we weren't expecting, we also have to let them know. We've seen before, you know, people have fallen foul of the post-event scrutineering. M Sport has suffered some tough penalties over time, and we won't go there to upset people, but, you know, it's important that the rules are checked and adhered to, and to ensure that we have fair and level competition for everyone involved.
An important part of any rally then, and here at the stage end, we can see the driver's safety equipment being checked. Helmets, race suits and fireproof underwear must all be worn and up to FIA standards. Every precaution taken for a safe and secure rally. All good then, on we go with the action.
The famous steam railway up Lanao Festiniog. That train corners like it's on rails, you know. Now then, back to the battle for the WRC 2019 title. Drier weather, drier roads for Thierry Neuville. Easier driving? Probably not, just muddy now and even more slippery. Neuville's still looking for his first stage win. Esa-Pekka Lappi was still looking for the grip in the road. Told you it was more slippery. What happened there? Park it. That was EP for the day. No turkey glory there. Seb Ogier, Lappi's teammate. Speeding into full sunshine. And as Friday developed, light and the lack of it was going to play a role. Jari-Matti Latvala had flirted with the podium places, but in stage 7, he came over a crest, and his Yaris went light on him. Latvala lost control of the rear, hit a bank, and rolled. The excess speed carried him down the stage and into the trees. One of the big achievers down the years in Wales was out of the rally. Weekend over for Jari-Matti Latvala. Meek still on top, all very close. The lead just 2.5 seconds over second place Seb Ogier. Only 5 seconds between the three championship contenders. Neuville third, Tanak fourth. After those big incidents, stage 7 was another to end prematurely. So notional times this time for Evans and Breen.
After 7 stages, we move into the light fitting zone. And time for the drivers to take 5. Under the watchful eye of the ever-present scrutineers and with sunset fast approaching, the teams fit the extra lights needed to navigate the late Friday stages safely. Light pods fitted. All prepped. And ready to go. Let's get into the final stages of the day.
The scale of this epic contest was becoming clear, but an autumn dusk was about to load up round 12 of our championship, loaded up with more jeopardy. So now, lights on, extra light pods fitted up front, Thierry Neuville. And the mission to be sure-footed when the water seemed to blind in the gloaming ahead of him. But Neuville was the winner of stage 8. The shadows didn't help Seb Ogier. With one eye on the championship fight and both on the fading road, the champ stayed out of the leading times.
Yeah, it's a good day. We are in a fight for the win, so that's what we want.
And tell me what that stage was like through there.
Yeah, with the night, it's never easy. There was a little nap of fog, and I was hesitating a bit, but I'm happy to be here.
And it was in the darkness that rally leader Chris Meek was finally eclipsed.
Chris just dropped 2 places through that stage. Everything okay?
Yeah, fine. I just had a big slide. I aquaplaned a bit on some mud with the rear, and I was a little bit cautious after that, but okay.
The top Brit and the defending champion both had concerns about the dangers of the dark. But not the championship leader Ott Tanak.
Yeah, it was quite stressful in the end. Yeah, like in the previous stage we lost the lights and the wires were damaged, so we had a lot of work on the road section. But luckily we had some lights now, so not so bad.
So it's Ott Tanak leading the way at the end of Friday, a lead of 3.4 seconds over championship rival Sebastian Ogier. Chris Meek hangs on in third, Neuville fourth, Nicholson is fifth with Breen, Suninen and local hero Elvin Evans rounding out the top 8. Right, that's all from Friday, but stay tuned for more Rally GB action from Saturday's stages. Welcome back to beautiful Wales, as the villages and towns along the route provide a warm welcome to Rally GB as we enter Saturday's stages with all to play for in the championship. And we will have all the drama coming right up. This weekend sees a return for Irishman Craig Breen, a rallying purist, rebuilding confidence after losing his Citroën seat at the end of last season.
I could never have dreamed, as much as I did dream, I could have never have imagined that it would become a reality at some point, that I would be in the World Championship driving a World Rally car. I had superheroes in my life as a kid, and they were all rally drivers. So, I'm one of, I can't do the maths, let's say 10 or 15 guys in the world that can call this a job. It's incredible, and you should enjoy every second of it. And I was one of those people last year that probably didn't enjoy every second of it. And looking back at it now, it all looks a bit silly. How could you not enjoy it? Look what you have. Considering the way that I left the championship at the end of last year, I was in a very difficult place. going back to Ireland again and getting to work with the people that founded my career right at the very start, that really sparked up the passion inside me again.
Breen has been drafted by Andrea Adamo, the mastermind behind Hyundai's manufacturer's title mission, after his impressive job and obeying team orders at Rally Finland.
Andrea is an incredible team manager. To be honest, he's really playing this game as best as he can and trying to do the best job that he can. Strange thing to say that it was a pleasure to slow down, but I felt like myself and Paul had really done a good job for the team, and that's exactly what we did. Obviously, GB is a rally that I really enjoy. Last year I was fourth and in a challenge for the lead, I suppose, for the majority of the events. So. Yeah, of course, in a perfect world, I'd like to challenge for a podium. If I can put myself in a good position to work for the team again, that's obviously my main goal. I haven't been drafted in here to win a world drivers title. I've been brought in here to aid the team's effort in winning the Manufacturers' Championship, so it's a very important rally for us.
One stage this weekend has poignant significance for Breen, Meijerin, where he and co-driver, the late Gareth Roberts, sealed their WRC Academy title in 2011.
It was an incredible weekend, full of emotions. It was all down to Meijerin, and we had to win that stage to win the prize. So, yeah, probably the most risks I've ever took in a rally car my whole life. That poor little R2 was bouncing off every hedge and every drain, and yeah, finally to have won our first world title in Wales, celebrating the cowshed in the milling rain, freezing cold, and you know what, it was like paradise. Celebrating with my family and Garrett's family, and some of the most amazing and beautiful memories that I've ever had in my life.
Mid-Wales, and the Forests were hanging on to their summer colours. Just. Like Thierry Neuville, hanging on to this dream to finally oust Seb Ogier and become World Rally Champion. And on Saturday, it was like the place had just stepped up a gear, and Thierry Neuville was in a hurry now. Once again, this man, Oyt Tanak, was the man he was trying to beat. Well, here in Wales, one of them. And then, all of a sudden, the forgotten man of this round, Elfyn Evans, was back on the scene.
Slight left of a crest, sudden 87 right.
Winning stages, clawing his way back up the leaderboard. Remember, Mid-Wales was the scene of Elfyn's rallying apprenticeship. In Diffy Forests, he was the best. Stage 12 and the Craig Breen audition. This, remember, in Wales, an audition for a place in the Hyundai team, full time. But it was to take a turn for the worse.
Don't overcrest. 40, grid, and 2 left minus. Oh. You okay? Yeah, I'm okay, I'm okay.
Not quite the role that Craig had in mind.
It's okay. You okay, button us pressure?
The Irishman had been a little over-ambitious with his intended speed in that corner. Did I say a little? But you know what? He didn't stay in there. How fantastic is this? Mission impossible. He got out and he got going again.
Craig, there's a lot of damage to the car. Firstly, you okay?
Yeah, okay. Just got caught out on a note a little bit too optimistic, and this stage has given me some amazing memories and some very shocking ones too. So.
Meijerin has been part of 5 Seb Ogier victories down the years. He needed number 6 badly, and so did this current title bid. Ogier picking some ambitious lines to drive, and as ever, being the champion, getting away with them.
It's a good stage, we are trying it. For me, not really possible to go faster.
Why is that?
Why is that? Maybe I'm too slow.
The green grass of hope. So many WRC careers have begun on roads, in forests, in this part of Wales. The classic round was looking for a new winner, a new legend. Teemu Suninen dropped off the heat of battle on stage 13, the first run through Sweet Lamb Hafren. Lots of drivers will know this section very well. Teemu's very well acquainted with it now. Dropping off the road and losing over a minute with a puncture. And then there was his teammate, Elfyn Evans. The Dragon had been spitting flames once again, and here made it 3 stage wins in a row. On Saturday morning in his own backyard, no one could match his speed, his instinct, or his ability.
Left of a 80, slot lane, your tap brake right, keep. Flat left long. 40.
Seb Ogier was one, dicing with grip, risking lots to wring every ounce of energy out of his C3, and hitting a bank of mud in here too. Right there, did you see it? But if Elfyn had been making progress in leaps and bounds, it was because he needed to. Rally leader Tanak wasn't so needy. Gentle, continued pressure did the trick for the Estonian, growing his lead over Ogier by tenths of seconds. It was lunch next. It would be the only thing Tanak would make a meal of that day.
Yeah, it's tight, and I must say it's slippy and pushing quite hard. So yeah, it's definitely not easy, but trying our best. Yeah.
No change in the top 3. Oyt Tanak remains in the top spot, 7 seconds ahead of Ogier, Neuville in 3rd. With another stage win, Evans now just 4.6 seconds behind Mikkelsen.
As we draw to the end of another nail-biting championship, we look forward to next year's calendar, and 3 old favourites are back. Kenya and the legendary Safari Rally comes up in July and will provide the ultimate test. There's the mouth-watering prospect of Rally Japan, rounding off the season next November. And the Gravel Classic, Rally New Zealand, also returns. These 3 events will take the WRC even farther and wider than ever before. So what are the drivers looking forward to?
New Zealand coming back, one of the greatest roads in the world. Really, really nice, looking forward to that. Also exciting to see Kenya, what it's going to be. Japan, but I think it's a very nice thing to see in the championship.
We go back to New Zealand, who are probably the most nicest gravel stages in the world, so really looking forward to it.
I think Safari will be cool, yeah, in Kenya. New Zealand I've never done, so that will also be a really nice experience to do it after hearing from all the other drivers how beautiful it is over there. Sad to see Australia's not there, but that's one of my favorites. But yeah, and Japan, I've never been to Japan, so oh, it's a lot of nice rallies.
I've been told that now I have already to plan my goodbye party in Japan, so it's not a bad place actually. I've been there only once, and I have a really good memory of this event where we had a big party there already to celebrate my first win there with the official team. So yeah, I'm happy to go back to Japan. I'm also happy to go back to New Zealand. That's a beautiful event. But overall, I don't know what can I say of this calendar. There is some new things, and I like new things. So at least they're going to bring some new challenge from last season.
Exciting times ahead then for the WRC in 2020. More action coming up from Wales as the 2019 championship battle hots up and frustration shows at Rally GB. Rally GB continues with Saturday afternoon's action as the battle for the title goes deep into the Welsh countryside and the weather continues to close in.
In the shade of that old tree, the family came out to see, but Wales wasn't getting any drier. It was my Herin all over again, and the start of a perfect stage for Thierry Neuville. Get into your stride here, and this place on a hard, well-built road, with just enough room to manoeuvre, Well, drivers say the WRC doesn't get any better than this place. Just perfect for Neuville, the Belgian, because however much Seb Ogier tried, he knew what was about to happen to him. He was getting caught. Fighting with that steering wheel. The car in places out of control. It can be difficult to know at times how well you're actually driving. The wider roads up here contempt you, as they did the Czech driver Jan Kopecki. Kopecki in the team's WRC2 Pro support class, the most reliable of stars in that category. But it turned sour in Sweet Lamb as he got trapped in the deep ruts and then a bank of mud. And over he went. But with help from Wales, Jan only lost a minute and a half on his side and kept his second place on the Pro leaderboard. Oyt Tanak, rally leader, had also been off. Estonia and his team, Toyota, looked on nervously, inspecting the damage, but the damage to the Yaris was hard to spot. Especially at this speed. But there it was, at the rear. So was this the end of the dream again, like last year?
Oh, that was a fairly hefty kick you just gave the back boot there. What happened with it?
Same as we lost the championship last year in Australia. Lost the bumper and all the noises in the car, so I can't hear anything what Martin is saying, so yeah, just in the compression in the beginning, just came off.
14, the perfect stage for Neuville. His stage win there meant he passed Ogier into second place. Behind that crucial battle, it's as you were. Saturday was coming to an end. Now, he'd kicked the boot shut, and he could hear his co-driver delivering the pace notes all over again. Time for the rally leader, Oyt Tanak, to tackle the next challenge in Wales. Low cloud and standing water. And it was a very good afternoon for Neuville and for Hyundai, his team. He had got past Ogier, but could he now get past Tanak? Neuville got up, back on the limit once again. So now, Ogier needed to respond. Neuville had to be hunted down. But this oppressive cloud and the mist made it almost impossible to know where to go. The same applied to Elfyn Evans, even with his local knowledge. But he tracked Neuville and Tanak and was closing in on Mikkelsen. And by doing that, he could mess up Hyundai's efforts and all their careful planning in Wales.
Minus long in keep. Into 3 right in. 60. Right of a crest, immediate 5 left long.
They were all looking forward to the end of this epic day, especially Craig Breen. He'd had to survive in that badly bruised Hyundai through the afternoon with rainy, gloopy conditions, making it impossible. He'd be glad just to get back to service in one piece and reset for the final day. Colwyn Bay hosted stage 17. It was a high-speed blast down the coast. No change on the leaderboard, but Sunday would see more vital battles over crucial points.
Andres, what a day and what a fight you're having today with Elfyn Evans. Just talk it through maybe.
Yeah, Alfred has been very fast today, especially first loop, and then we've been answering to, or on the second loop we managed to answer a bit more on the pace, so it will be quite tight going into tomorrow, around 4 or 5 seconds, so it will be interesting.
You scared me this morning, I tell you. You scared me.
Hyundai still fighting then on both fronts. We caught up with Mikkelsen's boss to talk about the two prizes.
The rules of rally have to be found in the test of the road cars in very stressful situations. I have big memories of the battles between Lancia and Ford, and rally has always been a matter of manufacturers fighting each other. In my opinion, Australia might be the most tricky one, but it will be a matter of tactics. You have to stay with the eyes even more open to understand every shades of everything that may happen, and maybe the tactics will start already before from home to plan everything properly. We have to win the manufacturer or the driver championship, that's it. It's the only reason why we are here. We are here to win. We have to respect the job that Thierry has done for us, but of course everyone is aware that the manufacturer championship is even more important.
Interesting stuff from the Hyundai Supremo there. Stay tuned for Sunday's action and all the power stage drama. Sunday morning, early, and the drivers are back in the service park.
Ogier can also be surprisingly fast on the last day, but on the other hand, the only goal we have is try to win the rally.
We have to try to finish as good as we can, but we are a bit too far from the battle. For sure, anything can always happen. That's why we need to keep pushing, but realistically, it doesn't look so good for us.
Feeling good so far. It's been very tight, so and there is another challenging stages waiting for us. So yeah, I guess there has been a lot of rain overnight, so will be still interesting.
Drivers all set then, and out on the pre-stage, they're staying loose in anticipation of the day's stages.
I will try.
Relaxation, concentration, and a quick warm-up. Let's get into the Sunday morning loop.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. The fans didn't need to be told the Sunday stages at Wales Rally GB had filled quickly and very, very early. And still, Oit Tanak wasn't finished. But these were roads that Tanak had driven before. Like Ogier, like Neuville, so he knew what to expect. But there was one difference this year. If he could keep this shape, keep this concentration, he was a short distance away from winning this epic and classic rally for the very first time.
Car is great to drive. I have really good balance and yeah, just enjoying. It was really clean line, so yeah, very good stage.
It was a hell of a speed to be driving on a Sunday morning, and one that Thierry Neuville struggled to match. The thing was, he could beat Ogier and keep him back, but he still couldn't find an answer for Tanak.
We're 11 seconds behind, but we're going to try.
By contrast, Ogier decided that if he couldn't match that blistering pace, he'd have to come up with a different plan. And he did. In third place, he'd settled for 15 points. Any more, he'd have to get from the bonus points in the power stage. That's it. If he wasn't fastest there, he could make up extra points right at the end of the weekend. The first WRC title of the season was about to be won. It didn't surprise anyone in Wales. Heading to his 9th podium of the season and 5th win in the pro class, Finland's Kalle Rovanperä. And in what he claims will be his last ever drive in a rally car, the 2003 champion, Norway's Petter Solberg, on his way to victory in the privateer class.
It's a little bit feeling like 2003 again. You have to remember that the last day, we're actually fighting for a victory again. And but at the end of the day, it's a fantastic situation to be in for this weekend.
Seaside town, Llandudno. That's where we were based. But we didn't get to drive the famous Great Orme. The one full tarmac stage of the rally was cancelled because of safety concerns. That meant some plans had to be torn up, and there was less time for the drivers to get back into their stride. Craig Breen included, who was happy to get to the end of the rally in a trouble-free manner.
Left tightens to 2 minus, up, opens long past the lay-by, 150. 16 if it could pass.
A scrap between Andreas Mikkelsen and Elfyn Evans rumbled on. But it was fair to say, even this early, that neither driver had done themselves any real favours in the eyes of the team bosses. The penultimate stage of the weekend went to Wales, despite the conditions, and despite Mikkelsen.
Crest, left of a 100 brakes, slot lakeish 8 right sharp, round bill.
Properly slippery in here. Really difficult. So let's see.
Yeah, Andreas is having a little push. He's up on the splits.
You think? Okay, let's see.
So the big one is still to come, but for the time being, no change in the 1 to 10. The Wales Rally GB power stage, and for those gathered, a glimpse of the future to start with. Rough and ragged on his debut last season, Kalle Rovanperä was a more polished driver this season. A wide smile was about to break across the face of the 19-year-old Finn as he crossed the winning line. WRC 2 Pro Champion confirmed. And he climbed onto his car with his co-driver, imitating Seb Ogier, like the winner he is destined to be. Just like 2003, Petter Solberg had told us earlier. Those who know the former champion and multiple Wales winner reckon he won't be able to quit this sport. He says he will. He loves competition too much. Take a bow, WRC 2 winner. Get on the car, Phil. I'd rather not, said the veteran co-driver Mills, who's guided Petter through all of his great achievements. At the sharp end, the power stage in North Wales was a delicate affair. Each of the title rivals desperately needing bonus points on offer. But for their teammates, like Esa-Pekka Lappi here, this closing stage required him not to eclipse, not to overshadow or steal points from his teammate, who was Seb Ogier. Wales watched as Elfyn Evans brought his rally to an end.
Crest, 30 brakes, open 7 right, over crest, tightens long, in.
Everyone wondering what might have been had the Welsh driver not clattered that massive rock on Friday's stages. Team points and more brownie points were handed to Toyota by Chris Meek. Again, taking care not to outdrive the rally leader Oyt Tanak. Back on Friday, Chris had been that leader, but Oyt had got him. So a measured drive here to finish with, and no bonus points for the pride of Dungannon. Then Ogier. Now remember that plan. Ogier comfortable in third, 15 championship points looking good. Now, if he could be quicker in just this stage, he could turn that into 20. Now Tanak and Nerville would hate that. Oh, it was close. Lappi, his teammate squirmed. With that earlier time, he'd almost embarrassed the Frenchman.
For sure, it's not enough. Thinking about the championship, we are still losing ground to Oyt, so
it's not good, 2 rounds to go.
The truth always hurts. But was Neuville about to rub even more salt into his wound? 18 points for second place, looking good for the Belgian. Now add 5 bonus points to that, and well, you never know.
Tanak did an incredible good job, so we couldn't fight.
And the championship fight is still on.
It is.
That was a towel being thrown in, but not the title. And then here came Oit. Clattering the edge of the road as he approached the end, but at what cost? Tommy Mackinnon, team boss, could scarcely breathe. Costly? No, not in the least. This was fast and furious. But importantly, it was the fastest of the lot. For the rally, for the power stage, perfection again, and for the 6th time this season, but the first ever in Wales, he was celebrating a win in the normal place, on a high.
Tanak takes the power stage and with it a maximum 5 points. Ogier half a second away, Lappi third in the other Citroën, 2 points for Elfyn Evans in fourth, Neuville picking up the last bonus point. Oit Tanak wins by 10.9 seconds. Title rivals Neuville and Ogier, neither will be happy with their points tally here. Meek with some important manufacturers' points in fourth, Evans fifth, a story of what might have been.
My goodness me, many congratulations. What a hard-earned victory that was.
Yeah, it was a long-lasting weekend. Obviously, very long days and short nights, and a lot of pressure all the weekend, you know. I guess the gap was never bigger than 10 seconds, and I can say every stage I was on the limit, you know. So it was definitely a hard one, but it tastes good at the moment.
2 more rallies to go. You've got one hand on that title almost.
Yeah, but still 2 more events to go, and we've seen plenty of drama in the past, so we need to keep focused and keep going.
Tommy, what a rally, but what a final stage for Oit Tanak. Maximum points here in Wales. How's the heart rate?
It is very, very high still. Now I know what it means to be not breathing for 4 minutes. It's a hard time.
What an incredible performance from him, though. It was quite a wild run, though.
Yes, it was really exciting, but he's amazing. He's amazing. He's clearly strongest at the moment. He's amazing.
He is amazing. This is doing his title hopes a huge boost, giving them a huge boost. And for the manufacturers as well, it narrows that crucial gap.
Yes, it is, but still, I think next 2 rallies we need to go flat out. Concentrate, do our job as well as we can. It's really, that is not sorted, and if we do any mistake, it could be difficult.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Performance from Thierry and a good collection of points for the manufacturer's title.
Good is quite an optimistic word. Just enough to stay in the lead.
Staying in the lead's what it's all about, though.
Yes.
And do you think Thierry is still in a chance for this World Championship title battle?
I haven't seen the points, but was difficult before. I can see only even more difficult now.
2 events left to go this season. How realistic is it still for Seb to get his hands on the trophy?
It's still possible in terms of mathematics. For sure, it will become a bit more difficult because now maybe it's not depending only on us. We probably needs also some bit of luck. But so, yeah, it's still possible, but more and more difficult, for sure. Anyway, we will fight until the end of the championship to do the best score we can, and we are going to push to give Seb the best car as possible for Catalonia.
Neuville now fully 41 points off the lead as Tanak bags a full 30-point haul in Wales. The Estonian now with a commanding 28-point lead over Ogier. Still a three-horse race, but no doubt about the favourite now. Andrea Adamo with plenty to think about. Hyundai's lead trimmed to just 8 points over Toyota after their impressive show this weekend. Citroën third, M Sport fourth. One hand on the championship for Tanak. The manufacturer's title still up for grabs. There will be more twists and turns in this championship battle, that's for sure. 2 rounds to go. See you next time.